All right, and we're back. Sorry for the delay. We're having technical difficulties. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, everybody. We missed our first event, but we are back in time to catch the last part of the second event of our second place here, our second part of the regatta. So we'll pull up the schedule. So what just finished was the women's novice 8. It looked like Marin came in first, Newport in second, and Capital in third. We're now going to pull off the course in just a sec here as the women's lightweight 8 is coming down. So it is the women's lightweight 8. Share with everybody, guys, that we had to do a new link so that everybody knows we do have a live feed up and running for the second half of the race. And here come the women's lightweight 8. It looks like Marin's out in front. Hard to tell, but it does look like Marin's out in front. And it might be Newport in second. So Marin in lane 2, rating at stroke rate 39.5. High stroke rate for these lighties. 35. That makes more sense. 35, 37. We'll say Newport in second place. Newport at stroke rate 36.5. Capital in third. Capital 36. Marin will cross the buoys first. 36.5. Coming into the final 500. Next is Newport. Newport at 38.5. And then it'll be Capital at 36. So here they come, everybody. They'll be coming up on the finish line as well. It's Marin and Newport battling it out for those first and second place positions. Marin length up on Newport. You can hear their teammates cheering for them. Marin at 36.5. Newport 38.5. Capital in third at 37. There they go. That's the women's lightweight 8. Oh, God. We also had the Newport quad coming down in the outside lane, looking good. So that was the women's lightweight 8. We're gonna make our way back up to the start line now to catch the next race, which will be the men's lightweight 8. So next up is the men's lightweight 8. We're gonna try and get up there. Making our way back up to the start line to catch the men's lightweight 8. Again, please share the link with those who on your teams. Let them know that we do have another link up and running for the second half of the live stream that unfortunately wasn't the one we expected, but we got it to work. So it's Lnji Part 2. Coming up to the men's lightweight 8. And then I believe with the men's lightweight 8, it is just the 2 entries. It's going to be Newport in lane 1 and Capital in lane 2. Newport has 2 entries in the event. I apologize. So it's Newport in lane 1, Capital 2, and the Newport in 3. And this is the men's lightweight 8. Cruiser's starting to approach the start line now to get ready for the men's lightweight 8. All right. Cruiser approaching the line. They're getting them all set up. Again, a big thanks to Newport, Marin, Pocock, St. George's, and North Bay for coming out. This is the men's lightweight 8. And we're now approaching the start line with the men's lightweight 8s. men's lightweight 8 getting lined. Lanes 1 and 3 are both from Newport, and then lane 2 is from Capital. Still getting the lightweight 8s lined up. We're going to pull up just ahead of the start line buoys for this event just because we're getting blown around a little bit. So we have alignment for the men's lightweight 8. And we've had a start. All crews clean off the start. Looks like Newport's A entry has a bit of an advantage off the start. Looks like a lot of those guys are the same guys that were in that light 4 that had a really good race earlier too. So in the high strokes, we have Newport at a 41.5. Capital is rating at a 38. And then Newport's second entry rating at 38. Now that we've kind of shifted into the body of our work, into our race cadence, we have Newport's A entry now at 36.5. So they've brought the rate down. It'll look long. Newport's A entry in first. Looks like Capital in second, followed closely by Newport's B entry in third. So Newport now bow to stern on Capital. Capital's other entry and Newport's other entry now starting to move up on Capital. Capital responds. It's a good little fight going on between those two boats, and as they fight, they're making their way up on the Newport A entry. So it's a good race still as we get into the second 500. Newport's A entry, they're coxed sitting on the bow deck of Capital. Capital may be half a seat up on Newport's B entry, but I think on that actually just depends on whose blades are in the water. So it is Newport in front, and then a really tight race between Newport's B entry and Capital's light 8. Newport at 37. One length up on the field. Recognize a couple of these guys from the regional challenge in Sarasota. Both 7 and 2C were there and did a great job in the U17-8. So Newport will be in first, and then it looks like Capital has established themselves in that second place position in the second 500. But we'll see as we get closer to the finish line how things unravel. It's a great race between those two crews as they work to not let Newport's A entry go. Looks like Capital's starting to make a little bit of a move. They're now 1 seat up on Newport. Newport responds now. Capital's B entry responds. They are now drawing level with Capital. So Newport's B entry drawing level with Capital as we go through 1,000 with Newport 1 length up. That's the men's lightweight 8 through the 1,000. We're going to head back now for the men's straight 4. Now we make our way back up for the men's straight 4. Looks like we may have the 3 boats locked in on the course. 2 boats from Newport, 1 from Capital for the straight 4. So we're gonna peel off just to be safe. We don't throw up a wake, especially for this difficult race. For those who've never been in a straight 4, it requires the bowman, or depending on the boat, I guess they have to steer. So there's no coxswain steering for them. It's a sensitive boat. And we've had a start for the men's straight 4. Looks like steering's a bit of an issue out of lanes 2 and 3. Lane 1 looks pretty straight. We'll see as they come across. Lane 1 is at stroke rate 35.5. Lane 2, Capital, 38. And lane 3 from Newport, 36. All crews have now settled into their base rhythm. Newport's at 35.5. Capital having a bit of an issue with steering here at 38. We'll pick them up as they come across. Good race for first and second between Newport and Capital. Newport about a length up on Capital. And then Newport's B entry, a little bit of open water back. That's Newport's B entry. And into second 500 now. Still a great race going on between Capital and Newport. Capital having some steering issues. And he's Newport is now the leader in the straight four, followed by Capital in second, as we're in about 12:50 in. Looks like the Newport straight four about 2 seats up on Capital. Capital starting to move as we get into the end of the first 1,000. Newport responds. Coming up on the 1,000-meter buoys. Still a great race between Newport and Capital. Capital catches it, hits the buoy, catches the digger. See how they respond. Steering still a bit of an issue as they veer out to the outside lanes. Newport's got a nice course. The men's straight four. There's a sailboat.
Capital, check yourself on that sailboat. Newport, line yourself up on the buoy line.
So that'll be the men's straight four, and we'll head back for the men's coxed four. And we'll head on back for the men's coxed four. And we're making our way back up to the start line for the men's coxed 4. Sorry, folks. If you could just watch me play with this gimbal, it's pretty ridiculous. All right, so we are pulling up for the men's coxed 4. In this event, I know there are 2 entries from Capital and 2 entries from Newport. All right, we have the men's coxed 4s pulling up to the start line. Capital Lane 1, Newport in 2. And I believe Pocock is out of this race, actually. Hey, Newport, go ahead and pull into lane 3. Pocock scratched. Yeah, Pocock scratched. I'm going to turn this off. Hopefully it actually turns. And we're back. Crews are getting lined up in their lanes. Why does that keep happening? All right, so this is the men's coxed 4. Coming up on our final events of the day. crew's dealing with the flow. So as the flows aren't very high right now, but they do come around the turn and create a little bit of a push that pushes you toward the south side of the lake. Again, this is the men's coxed 4. It's Capital, Newport, Newport, and Capital. And folks, I'm getting a note on my phone that we're back down to 20%, so we'll try to keep this thing going. We'll do the best we can for our live feed here. Getting the crews aligned and level. And we have alignment. And we've had a start in the men's coxed 4. All boats off to a clean start. Currently have Capital at rate 43. Newport's A entry at 39. Newport's B entry is at stroke rate 39. And then the Capital B entry is at stroke rate 37. Still got a great race right now for first between both Newport entries and the Capital A entry. Capital's B entry falling back just a bit. Gives a slight advantage to Capital right now in lane 1 for that first place position. They're at stroke rate 36, 37. About 3/4 of a length over Newport's A entry. Newport at stroke rate 32. And Newport's B entry is rating now at stroke rate 35. So it's Capital out in front. Stroke seat sitting on the bow deck of Newport. Newport's A entry then in second. Newport's B entry in third. And then the Capital B entry in fourth. Great race though. These top 3 have not lost contact, and I'm sure they're going to be going hard all the way down the course. Cox and Kobe out of Capital pushing for his guys to go a little bit harder as they're still sitting about the same. The stroke seat's still on the bow deck of Newport's 4. Newport's B entry falling back just a bit. It's Capital's A entry, makes a push. And Newport's A entry makes a push, and Capital responds. Capital beginning to push away just a bit. Little higher stroke rate out of Capital. Capital at 37. Newport a little bit lower on stroke rate, rating 32, 33. So it's Capital about the stroke seat sitting on the bow ball of Newport, and then Newport's B entry falling back, and then Capital's B entry falling back is trailing. Great work going from those Capital guys though in that B entry. It's a lot of sophomores, young guys, sophomores and juniors who raced in the JV8 room today. So we're excited to see them out there holding their own. And we have Capital trying to hold off a charge from Newport. Capital at 35. Newport at rate 31. Past the 1,000 now. Margins haven't changed a whole lot. Newport seems to be making a charge to pull up. They're at 33, 34. Capital 35. Here they come, finish line, the men's Cox 4. Here they come, finish line. Great race between those two boats. All right, now we make our way back up to the start line for the next event, which is the men's third novice 8. So that should be 2 entries from Newport and 1 from Capital. Next up is the men's third novice 8. Make our way up to the start line. This will be 2 entries from Newport and 1 from Capital. Hang in there, folks. I'm just going to hopefully charge this real quick. Oh, no, I'm not. All right, so the gimbal's dead, so we're not going to have as good of quality here in terms of my handling. It's going to be a little bit more shaky now with the gimbal being dead. But we'll do the best we can to get you the best footage we can. For the men's third novice 8. All right, we have the 3 third men's novice 8s pulling up to the line. All right, we have alignment.
Newport, capital, Newport, attention, go.
And we've had a start in the men's 3rd novice 8. All right, all crews now off on their start for the men's 3rd novice 8. Again, I apologize for the video. It's be a little bit more shaky now. Gimbal died. Looks like Newport's 3rd novice 8 and 4th novice 8 have taken the lead over Capital's 3rd novice 8. All crews still in their high. Newport's 3rd novice 8 rolling at stroke rate 36. Newport's 4th novice 8 rolling at stroke rate 37. And Capital's 3rd novice 8, 39. As we approach the first 500, Newport will take the first 2 places in this race. Capital in 3rd. Looks like Newport's 3rd novice 8 has broken open some open water over the field. And that fourth novice 8 is about bow to stern over Capital's 3rd novice 8. We're about 7:50 into the race now. right, and we're approaching the 1,000-meter marker now, and it will be Newport out in front, followed by Newport's second entry, and then followed by Capital. This is the men's third novice 8. So we'll spin here, and we'll take it back up for the next event. Which will be the women's third novice 8. And folks, my battery is at 10% too, so we may be going offline here a little bit for our last couple races. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the live stream of the first 3 quarters of the day, and it is our goal to make it better as the years go on. So stay tuned on that. Obviously we need to work on our battery life and for both the gimbal and the phone. We'll also work on getting some viewing places over on the Nimbus Flat so you guys can watch it on TVs at State Parkside. So our next event is the women's third novice 8. Looks like we almost have alignment for the women's third novice 8. Sounds like the women's third novice 8 is going to a quick start. And I did have a charge with me, so we will keep the phone on. The gimbal is dead, so it'll be a little bit shakier footage, guys. But I will do the best I can to give you guys some video of these races coming down. So right now is the women's third novice 8. 6 boats across. Marin, Capital, Newport, Capital, Newport, Capital, I believe. Marin, Capital, Newport, Capital, Newport, Capital. So it looks like a great race between Marin and Capital for that first place position in the third novice 8. Marin rowing right now at a stroke rate of 35 and Capital at 34.5. So pretty close in terms of rate. Slight advantage goes to Marin at this point. So here they come. This is the women's third novice 8. Great race here between Capital and Marin for that first place position. So Marin has the advantage here, about 2 seats up on Capital. Panning back to a race between Newport and Capital's third entry for third place. Looks like Capital's second entry and Newport's second entry are falling back. Marin continuing to open up on Capital in the women's third novice 8. We're now about 700 meters in. Marin is racing at stroke rate 35.5 and Capital racing 33. Marin continue to extend their lead just a bit as they are now about a length up on Capital. Pan back to Newport and Capital's third entry for that third place position. It'll be a good battle there. Looks like Capital's reeled Marin in a little bit here. See what they can do as they come up on that 1,000-meter buoy. But it is still Marin at this point. Marin's coxswain sitting on the 3 seat of Capital for the women's third novice 8. And then we'll kind of see who's where as they cross the 1,000. As Capital attempts to reel Marin back in, Capital is now about half a length down on Marin, whereas they're about a length down just a bit ago. So good effort coming from both those boats. As Marin hits the buoys there, let's see how they respond. They respond well, they pick it back up and start racing. As the coach on the launch tries to get Marin back into lane 1. Newport in third. And then a race between Capital and Capital for fourth. And that is the women's third novice 8 that's coming down. The next event we're going to be able to go to is going to be the men's double and lightweight double. make our way up to the start for the doubles. Peel off here as it looks like the doubles are starting to get in their lanes. So we'll peel off and catch them as they come by the first 500. This is both the men's open weight and lightweight doubles event. And we've had a start in the doubles. There are 5 boats in this race. We'll see where everybody stacks up as they come by. Looks like lane 1's got a little bit of steering issues going on. We are going to move out of the way just in case. Pocock in lane 2. So it's Newport in lane 1, Pocock lane 2, Capital in 3, Pocock in 4, Newport in 5. So the Capital double in lane 3 is a lightweight double. I believe the Newport double on the outside is also a lightweight double. And here they come. It looks like we've got a good race between Newport and Pocock for that first place position. Give the advantage to Newport here. Newport settled into a nice rhythm here. Newport's double at rate 35.5 in lane 1. Pocock's double at rate 36.5 in lane 2. And the Pocock double on the outside lane is racing at stroke rate 33. So it's Newport in front, followed very closely by both Pocock doubles. I believe those are all open weight doubles. And then we have Capital's lightweight double and St. George's double. Continuing with the lead. Followed closely by the Pocock double out of lane 2. Looks like like Newport started to open up their lead just a bit over Pocock. Stern tip on the bow ball of the Pocock double. And that Pocock double fighting hard not to let them slip away. So Pocock actually now starting to move up a bit as we're closing in on the 1,000-meter marker. So now their bow ball at the strokes and stroke seat of the double, racing for Newport Aquatic Center. So it still is Newport out in front, followed by the two doubles from Pocock. And then a battle for fourth between the lightweight doubles from St. George and Capital. The Newport double might be a lightweight double. I'm looking for wristbands. I see a wristband on the bow man. I think I see one on the stroke man too. So I do believe that this double from Newport is a lightweight double. Rowing very well as they're now passing the 1,000 first. It'll be Newport. Newport's lightweight double in lane 1 in first, and then Pocock in in second and third. And then the lightweight double from Capital, as well as the lightweight double from St. George's. So in terms of lightweight doubles, it is Newport with a commanding lead, and then Capital in second, St. George's in third. And those are the doubles. Next up will be the men's Frosh 4. The men's Frosh 4 is next. So we'll make our way up to the start line to catch the first 1,000 of the freshman 4. We're going to kind of creep our way up to the start line to catch the men's freshman 4. So the freshmen are now approaching the line. So we are going to cut the engine entirely and creep off the course. We'll make our way up to the start line. So it's 2 freshman 4s from Newport and 1 from Capital. Lanes 1 and 3 are from Newport, and lane 2 is from Capital. And again, this is the freshman 4. So all these guys are freshmen in high school or younger. So the men's freshman 4. Oh, it looks like, sorry, Capital lane 1 and the Newport is in lanes 2 and 3. And we have alignment for the freshman 4. And we've had a start. And all crews off clean. Capital at stroke rate 44. Newport's first entry at 39.5. Newport's second entry at 37.5. Looks like Newport's second entry has the lead at the moment. And Capital in second, and Newport's A entry in third. But as we now settle into our base cadence, it looks like Capital starting to pull level with the Newport B entry for the freshman 4. So these guys are all freshmen in high school or younger. Got a great race going between Newport and Capital. Newport still has the lead at lane 3. Capital at 37. And Newport's B entry, 35. This is the men's freshman 4 approaching the 500-meter buoy. Newport's still out in front, followed by Capital, and then Newport's B entry. Great race between Capital and Newport's A entry. Newport's second entry out in front. As Newport attempts to draw even with Capital. So it will be Newport out in front by Clearwater over the competition. And then now Newport's second entry is pulling out in front of Capital. See if how Capital responds. Looks like Capital is taking it away from Newport in second place position, but it's very, very close between those two. Newport's other entry though, out in Clearwater out in front, as we approach the 1,000. So crossing the 1,000 first will be Newport, and then a close race between Capital and the other Newport entry. And that's the 1,000. All right, we're heading back for our next event, which is going to be the women's varsity 4, the coxed 4. So we're going to peel off again for the women's varsity 4 so we don't create a wake. This is the coxed 4, which will be followed immediately by the straight 4. The reason we planned it out that way is it just mimics the Southwest Regionals Championship schedule, which gives all the coaches an opportunity to see kind of what their events will look like or who goes where. It's a big puzzle. So the women's coxed 4 is now lining up. Quite a few entries in this event. Looks like 7 entries. Capital in 1, Marin in 2. I think it's Newport in 3, Pocock in 4. Capital 5. We'll find out when they all come down. The women's coxed 4, looks like we're close to alignment. Making some final adjustments. And we have alignment, and we've had a start. All crews off. Looks like off the start. Capital, stroke rate 38.5. Marin, 41. Newport, 45. Pocock, 41. Capital second entry, 36.5. Newport second entry, 40. Let's see. Yep, 40. And Pocock second entry, 31.5. So those are all of our fours in this Cox 4 event. We're gonna pull in as alongside as they come by. Looks like it's a really close race here between Capital and Marin in lanes 1 and 2. Some quick moving boats here out of Capital and Marin for these women's fours. Looks like a slight advantage to Marin, but it might be perspective. It is. It's Marin out in front. It's Marin out in front. Capital in second. Newport in, Pocock in third. So currently it is Marin in first, Capital in second. I give it back to Newport for third. And then Pocock for fourth. Newport second entry for fifth. Ballo really good second entry from Pocock. And then we have Capital's second entry trailing. But the race really, there's multiple races going on. Really, there's like 3 different races going on in this race. There's the race for first between Capital and Marin. Marin had an early lead out on Capital, but it seems that Capital is now reeling them back in. Then we have another race here between Newport and Pocock. Newport currently up on Pocock, but a great race nonetheless. And then a third race between Newport's second entry and Pocock's second entry, where Pocock has about a deck over Newport. So we'll go back to our leaders here, find out what's going on. It's a really tight race though between these two crews. So now as we are about 750 in, Capital rolling at 35.5, Marin 36.5, and it does look like Capital's bow ball is edged out Marin's just a bit. So Capital might be up by about half a seat, and as I say that, it looks like Marin might be trying to make a charge, but I mean it's bow ball to bow ball here. It's not really fair to call any one of these two crews the leader. Great race. And looking back to the third place race, it looked like it's still a dead heat between Pocock and Newport. But yeah, this Capital and Marin race, it looks like Capital might be charging now. Capital be a great race on the way down. All right, here they come, finish line. That's the women's Cox 4. Capital and Marin duking it out stroke for first and second. That third place position, third and fourth between Newport and Pocock. I give it to Newport right now, but it's a close race. Fifth place goes to Pocock's B entry, sixth to Capital's second entry, and seventh to Newport's second entry, and seventh to Capital's. Here they come, finish line. Should be a fun race to watch. Now we'll head back up for the women's straight 4. back up to the top to catch the straight four, which is another term for the women's coxless four. So you saw the men's straight four, now it's the women's straight four. This event is with no coxing. I'm going to plug the mic back in now. The phone's had a chance to charge, so hopefully it'll be a little better audio. All right, people. So next up is the women's straight four, the coxless four. So 4 rowers and no coxswain. We're gonna peel off again. I believe this is just a 2-boat race. It's Capital and Marin. All right. Looks like we're close to alignment for the straight four, which is why I peeled off a little early as well. Or again. I'm going to slowly back up to get a little bit closer so we can catch as much of this race as possible. Lane 1's Capital, lane 2 is Marin. It appears both crews are inside their lanes, and oh no, got excited. Thought they were taking some strokes. And we've had a start for the women's coxless four. Again, the closest lane to us will be Capital, and then the farther lane will be Marin. Off the start, looking at Capital at stroke rate 39.5, and Marin at 39.5 as well. So we'll catch these two boats as they come alongside. And again, it's sort of a tricky boat to row. No coxswain. And here they come. And as they come, by, there's a little steering issue going on in Marin, but Marin does have open water up on Capital. So it'll be Marin out in front, rowing at stroke rate 35.5, and Capital in second, 37.5. So we're about to be 500 meters in. We're closing in on that 500 meter buoy. Looking at your leader out of lane 2, that's Marin. Followed by Capital. So again, a really tough boat to row, the straight 4, as Capital finds the buoy. Let's see if they pick it up. All right, see how they respond to that. So it will be Marin extending their lead. And then there's Capital rowing well. Capital at rate 36, and Marin 34.5. So this is the women's straight 4. Again, the lead is going to Marin at this point. It is Marin in the straight 4, followed by Capital as we come up on the 1,000. And Marin crosses the 1,000 first. Followed by Capital. And we will make our way back to the start line. For the women's Frosh 4. Making our way back up to the start line for the women's freshman 4. We're in our final 3 events here. We have the women's freshman 4, and then we have the men's and women's novice coxed quads. Or sorry, freshman coxed quads. You're on the live feed. It's embarrassing. Normal human being. And then there's Liz. I think so.
All right, almost. Let's go ahead and get into our lead. We've got lanes 1, 2, and 3 in the area. Lane 4 is going to be
All right, next up is the women's freshman 4. So it's Marin, Newport, Capital, Newport. I put you on there.
lane 4, give me 1 tap. Lane 2, take the angle. Lane 1, give me 1 tap. You have to get lined up on me. And we want to get our alignment. And as soon as we stand, we go onto the blue line.
So it's women's freshman 4, lane 1 Marin, lane 2 Newport, lane 3 Capital, lane 4 Newport. And we've had a start for the women's freshman 4. All crews are off. You're welcome, John. It's my pleasure. And we have Marin lane 1, Newport 2, Capital 3, and Newport in 4. Looks like the slight advantage might go to Newport out of lane 2. Right now we have Marin in lane 1 running a stroke rate of 33. Newport looking low and composed, rate 29. Capital 33, and we have Newport's B entry 35. So as we're now about 250 in, it does look like Newport has the lead. I'm going to zoom on by and see if I can get you guys a better viewpoint. Newport's still at that 29.5. So it is Newport in front, followed by a dead heat between Marin and Capital. Take that back, give it to Capital. So you have Newport out in front, followed by Capital. Capital now challenging Newport for that first place position. So it's nice race between Newport and Capital. Still advantage still goes to Newport. Marin now falling back. Marin at stroke rate 32.5. Newport 32, so they have bumped the rate up just a bit in that Newport 4, the Newport freshman 4. Capital 32 as well. We then go outside to the Newport second entry for the freshman 4. They're at a rate 34.5. It looks like Newport actually now has pulled away to solidify that first place position. So it is Newport out in front for the women's freshman 4. Followed by Capital, then Marin, and then Newport second entry. Great racing from all of the athletes out here today. Great to see the freshmen finishing it off right. So it is Newport out in front, Capital, Marin. Nothing's really changed there. It does look like Newport's continuing to extend their lead over Capital. They're now about astern on Capital. Capital about astern on Marin. So it'll be interesting to see how things shake out in the second 1,000. Marin falling back just a bit on the race between Capital and Newport. As Newport attempts to break free from Capital and create a little bit of clear water between the two of them. And it appears they've done it. So we'll see how Capital responds as they're crossing 1,000-meter buoys now. So first across 1,000 is Newport. Next is Capital. Third is Marin. Fourth is Newport's second entry. Those are the freshmen racing in the 4s. Now we'll head up to the top for the women's and men's freshman coxed quads. Battery's dying again, and I do not have a charger anymore, so if we end up cutting out, I apologize. We do also have the women's doubles at the end of the day. Sorry for not saying that earlier. We have the freshman coxed quads and the women's doubles. Coming up next is the men's freshman coxed quad. So we're in our final 3 events here. We have the men's freshman coxed quad, then we have the women's freshman coxed quad, and then we have the women's double and lightweight double. So we'll be racing the women's double and lightweight double in the same event. But up next is the men's freshman coxed quad. Lane 1 is Capital, lane 2 is Newport, lane 3 is Capital.
Coxed, looks like there's no Newport boat, so lane 2 is going to be open. We'll do a staggered start. Piper, go ahead and tap it up. You're in lane 3. Piper, tap it up. Lane 3.
So it appears there's no Newport boat for this event, so it'll be a race from against Capital against their teammates. So we'll go ahead and follow it.
About roughly 15 to 20 plus second head start.
So because there is no Newport entry, it looks like Chris is going to do a staggered start just to make it a little bit more competitive between the two.
Piper, you're going to go through the buoys slightly just so that the buoys are clear of stroke speed. Very capital. Lane 3, keep tapping it up. Lane 1, tap. Piper, through the buoys. Red buoys are going to be just past your stroke speed. Lane 3, sitting right.
All right, so we're going to start lane 3 off, and then we'll go follow lane 1 also.
Lane 3, attention. Go.
And lane 3 has had a start. And now lane 1 is sitting ready.
Lane 1, attention. Go.
And we've had a start in lane 1. So both boats off now. The goal for lane 1 will be to catch lane 3 for Capital. All right, so Capital in lane 3, so their second entry is rating at stroke rate 32. And then their A entry in lane 1 here closest to us is at stroke rate 33. So lane 1's goal, or lane 1's attempt, is going to be to close the gap between them and lane 3. And they got 2,000 meters to do it. Looks like lane 3 caught a little bit of a crab over there, so they're struggling to get their starboard blade out of the water from their 2-seat. So their bow pair have stopped rowing. As lane 1 moves through lane 3. Lane 3 finally able to get their blade out of the water, so now they're able to get back to work. as they approach the 500-meter in. First through the 500, it's lane 1. And then lane 3. And both boats now coming up on the 750. Lane 1 through that 750. Lane 1 is rating at this point in the race at stroke rate 28. Check that, 31. And lane 3, stroke rate 30. All right, so that is the men's freshman coxed quad. It's Capital versus Capital. And we will spin here to go catch the women's freshman coxed quad, our second to last race of the day. All right, up next is the women's freshman coxed quad. So we'll go up to the start line, catch the start of the race. All these athletes are freshmen in high school or younger. We are just at about the start line now. Crews are starting to pull up to the start line. I see Newport and Capital. So this looks like it's going to be a two-boat race between Newport and Capital for the women's freshman coxed quad. As Capital is pulling up to the line, Newport is here. Newport is here. All right, it's Newport in lane 1 and Capital lane 2. Women's freshman coxed quad. All right. We have alignment for the women's freshman coxed quad. And we've had a start for the women's freshman coxed quad. Clean starts from both crews. Looks like Newport out to an early lead. .38 strokes per minute for Newport's freshman coxed quad, as they are now bow to stern over Capital's freshman coxed quad. Stroke rate 37.5. So this is the women's freshman coxed quad. And Newport has now shifted down, and Newport is rating at 35 strokes per minute for their women's freshman coxed squad. Capital at 33.5. Newport extending their lead over Capital about a length now, length of water. And as we're now approaching the 500-meter buoy, it'll continue to be Newport at rate 32, and Capital in second, stroke rate 32.5. It looks like we're a little ahead of schedule and the doubles are pulling up to the line, so I'm going to go ahead and cut here. This is the women's freshman coxed quad, and it looks like the lead has been established by Newport. So it'll be Newport and Capital, women's freshman coxed quad. All right, here we are, folks. It's the last race of the day. This is an event that has both women's open weight and lightweight doubles in it. So we will be able to follow this race all the way down as well. Good timing. My phone just said we're at 10% battery, so I believe we'll be able to finish this race out, close out the day. Again, thanks to all those who came out from Newport, Pocock, Marin, St. George's, and North Bay. It was great to have you guys all out. Some pretty quality racing all across the board. So this looks to be a 3-boat race. right, last race of the day. This is the women's double. And we have alignment for the women's double and lightweight double. So we have 2 boats from Newport and 1 from Capital in the doubles. And they're coming down now. Off the start, tight across. Looks like all boats are pretty competitive. Give the advantage to lane 1 from Newport. Rating at 42 during their high. Capital here, the Capital lightweight double at 32.5. And Newport's lightweight double, 33.5. So good race so far. We'll zoom around the outside to kind of see where everyone's at. Looks like lane 1 has established themselves in that first place position. And then it does look like Capital's lightweight double has the advantage over Newport's lightweight double. So it is Newport's double out in front, Clearwater back to Capital's lightweight double and Newport's lightweight double. Newport's top entry rating at 34.5. It does look like Newport's lightweight double might be making a move here to walk up on Capital. So Newport's lightweight double at rate 32. Capital's lightweight double, stroke rate 29. And then the lead double here out of Newport Aquatic Center, 32.5. So we're coming up on those 500-meter buoys. And the first through will be Newport's A entry. And then it's a close race still, but the advantage does go to Newport right now, those lightweight doubles in lanes 3 and 4. Capital rowing at a stroke rate of 28.5, and Newport rowing at a stroke rate of 32.5. So that's that lightweight double battle going on over there. We also have the double out in the front from Newport, stroke rate 30.5. So here they come, finish line. This is the last race of the day for the 2019 Lake Natoma Junior Invite. We got a good battle going on between these 2 lightweight doubles. Looks like Capital starting to move up. We'll see how things shake out, but it does look like Newport's out in front. Clearwater back to the competition. But I'd give it to Capital for second, and then Newport for third. But a lot can happen in these races, small boat races. Got plenty of time. We're about 750 in for the lightweight doubles here, and the lead double about 100 meters up. They look like they're about to be at that 1,000 here pretty soon. So first through the 1,000, it will be Newport Aquatic Center. Coming up on the 1,000-meter markers. And then still that great race that's still developing between Capital and Newport in lanes 3 and 4. Capital out in second, though. Capital does have the advantage over Newport. A little bit of colliding between the two boats there. We'll see how the crews respond. Looks like both responded pretty well as they get back to their race cadence. Newport's A entry. Back to the lightweight entries. So now as we are in the third 500, Capital does have the advantage, or continues to have the advantage over Newport. We do have Newport's double out in front. And then still a great race here between Capital and Newport's lightweight doubles. Advantage goes to Capital. Capital starting to bring the rate up a little bit. Earlier in the race, they were at like 29.30. Now I'm getting 32. Newport now starting to move. Newport 34 strokes per minute. Looks like Newport's making a move. They're attempting to draw even with Capital. And it does look like they are now. So it's Capital and Newport, these lightweight doubles, battling it out. Capital looks for a little more speed. They look for a little more speed in their boat, and they found it. So now it looks like their bow ball starting to surge ahead. Through the 500 to go, it is Newport's top entry here. $500 to go for our last two boats of the day. The women's lightweights doubles. Both boats keeping their foot on the gas pedal as Newport actually starts to surge out in front. So now Newport is out in front by about half a length on Capital. And they're continuing to move. So now it's a full length. So Newport does have a full length now on Capital. Here they come, finish line. This is the last race of the day. Women's open weight double and two lightweight doubles. Capital trying to take it back now. Capital's trying to take it back. Looks like they might be able to do it. It's going to be close between these two crews for the women's lightweight double. Newport's other double is approaching the finish line. And then Newport's lightweight double takes the rate up and is beginning to move away from Capital. Girls can hear their teammates cheering for them on the shore. This is the last event of the day, and we do have Newport running across that finish line in first. Newport's lightweight entry will cross the line in second, and then Capital will cross the line in third. And Newport crosses the finish line. And Newport's lightweight double through the line. And then it will be Capital's lightweight double through the line. Thanks again for everybody coming out and for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hope to see you guys again soon. See you in a couple weeks at Crew Classic.